You say it's your birthday. We're gonna have a good time. You say it's your birthday. We're gonna have a good time. Hello, everybody. This is Vince Russo here for the RELM Network and Podcast One. It is Tuesday, January 24th, 2017. I'm thinking of the year I was born. Today is obviously my birthday. I am 56 years old today. I can't believe I made it to this age. I am 56 years old today. Happy birthday to me. I have a very special guest on my show. There's one person that I wanted to spend this birthday show with, and I'm going to bring him on in a minute. But let me tell you that this birthday spectacular is brought to you by my sponsor, TrueCar. Now, in order to feel comfortable that you're getting a fair price, you need pricing context information that empowers you to feel confident. With TrueCar, you can see what other people in your local market paid for the car that you want. From there, you can connect with a local TrueCar certified dealer and enjoy a more confident car buying experience. Using TrueCar, you can easily find the car that you want. TrueCar will then show you what other people in your area paid for that car, so you'll know a fair price and you'll feel confident with their price. Once you register, you'll see real pricing on actual inventory. This is competitive pricing offered to you only by a TrueCar certified dealer for an actual vehicle on their lot. It's pricing you'll see before getting to a dealership, so you can feel confident when you show up. With TrueCar, you can connect with a local certified dealer of your choosing, so you can enjoy a quick, easy buying experience. TrueCar customers are more likely to enjoy a faster buying process when they connect with TrueCar certified dealers. And here's the big one. TrueCar users save an average of over $3,000 off the MSRP. So when you're ready to buy, visit TrueCar to enjoy a more confident car buying experience. Some features are not available in all states. That's TrueCar.com. All right, today's my birthday. 56 years ago today, I was born. And I know, there's a lot of you out there, that you look at me. I'm an enigma. You can't figure me out. What makes Vince Russo tick? One day he's a good guy. One day he's a bad guy. One day he's wearing a white hat. One day the black hat. What makes him tick? Well, in order to find that out, we got to get to the roots. We got to get where it all started and somebody who was there from the beginning. So without further ado, I'm going to bring my dad on the show. If you're watching on RELM Network, you're going to see my dad. And listen, man, I don't know where I got my looks from. When you see my dad, obviously it's not from him. But, put that aside. I'm going to bring him on the show. We are going to unravel the mystery of Vince Russo. I'm going to put him through some questions to kind of find out why at 56 years old, I turned out the way I did. All right, Dad, are you there?
I'm here.
All right, first of all, how long does it take you to open up an email and click on a link so you could join me here?
About a half hour.
Well, I don't understand. What is so hard about putting the little hand, as you call it, and clicking on the address twice?
I do everything you tell me, but I always get a white box, okay? It's simple as that.
Are you stunad?
No, I'm not stunad. I'm wide awake.
Okay.
It's 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm wide awake, and I know what I'm saying.
Okay, now who gave you...
Click like you told me, the white box comes up. I don't know why, and I'm not fooling. That's it. The way it is.
All right, don't raise your voice with me. Listen, I'm seeing a beautiful picture behind you of dogs playing poker. Where did you receive that beautiful picture?
From my crazy son, who thinks that's such a glorious picture. I think it's idiotic.
Okay. All right. Speaking of idiotic, now you can confirm that you are my father and you were there from the beginning, right?
Yes, I confirm that.
And it's fair to say, I mean, this is a family show, but it's fair to say that I'm sitting here today. Quite frankly, I came out of your PP, and that's why I'm here today. Is that fair to say?
That's correct.
Okay, now I think that what are the first things you remember about that day when I was born? Now, I was the second child. You had Debbie first. Debbie's 4 years older than me. How much did Debbie weigh when she was born?
2 pounds, 2.5 ounces.
2 pounds, 2.5 ounces. And obviously, there was probably a lack of oxygen to her brain, which explains, today why she's not the sharpest knife in the drawer. But then 4 years later, I come along. Now, what do you remember about that glorious day?
I remember it snowed, and I was supposed to take a ride to Brooklyn to visit you and Mom, and I didn't go. That's how I remember.
What do you mean you didn't go?
The traffic was bad. I was afraid to drive in the snow. It was snowing.
So you were not at the hospital when I was born?
When you were born, I was there, but later, a couple of days later, when she was still in the hospital, I didn't make the next trip.
Now
I was there when you were born.
Okay, now 1961 I was born. Now back then, Dad, they like husbands didn't go in the delivery room, right?
That's correct.
So what are you waiting? You're waiting outside and the doctor comes out and the doctor tells you got a beautiful baby boy, that type of thing?
That's correct.
Now, were you hoping for a boy because you already had a daughter that was a little stunad? Were you waiting for a son?
Yes, I was.
So how did you feel when the doctor says you got a son?
I felt great. It was the greatest day of my life.
The greatest day of your life. So you were more happy to have me than to have Debbie, pretty much.
Well, I wouldn't say that, Well,
I said it for you. Okay. Now we got to unravel me. So I think there were points in my life that had great significance in how I turned out the way I am. I want to walk through those points. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you with me?
I'm with you.
You're not falling asleep over there, are you?
I'm awake.
Did you just get your hair cut?
A couple of weeks ago.
It looks very nice, your hair.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Now, the year I first think about is 1968, right?
Okay.
I'm 7 years old. Okay. You and Mom, and your brother, who's no longer with us, and your sister-in-law, who's no longer with us, Uncle Nicky and Aunt Margie, they had 2 kids. We go on a family vacation. The 8 of us, right? We go on family vacation to Florida. Do you remember that trip?
You bet I do. What
do you remember most about that trip?
Well, first of all, it rained the whole trip down to Florida, and we lived on life cereal. And you and the kids were in the back on the sedan, and Aunt Margie used to have to put you in place because you were always fighting. And it was like that the whole trip.
Okay, now there were a couple of instances here that I think permanently scarred me. As a matter of fact, there were 3 big incidents. Okay? I see you squirming a little bit there. You're feeling like you're in the hot seat a little bit, right?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Okay, 3 incidents, and I want to confirm it because this is where I think Vince Russo started getting molded and getting shaped. Okay? The first incident I remember vividly is we went to Miami Beach and we were staying at a hotel called the Beachcomber. Will you confirm that?
I confirm that.
I remember one night we left the hotel, and as a 7-year-old kid, I witnessed a man banging a woman's head, beating up a woman at 7 years old. I saw this for the first time. I was traumatized. Now, you and my great late Uncle Nicky saw this as well. You saw the same thing I saw. And what did the 2 of you do?
Nothing.
Nothing. You may believe you didn't see it. Nothing.
Nothing. We were afraid.
You were afraid. Okay, you were afraid. All right. Number 2, I remember this vividly. Okay. 7 years old. You remember this, Dad? Wearing my swim hat with all the little ducks, and I fell, and I took off my hat, and all I saw was blood in my little duck hat, and you and Aunt Margie had to rush me to the hospital, and I had to get 7 stitches at 7 years old. Remember that?
I remember that very well.
Okay, but here's the big one. This is where I think I started being molded as a child. And I think you are at a lot of these significant times in my life. Okay? Now, we're in a hotel room, and it's time for everybody to eat. Okay? Now, even at 7 years old, I hated cold cuts. I don't think we should eat meat that's not hot. I hate cold cuts. So now everybody's having cold cut sandwiches in the room. Here's 7-year-old Vince Russo now, a child, a pup. I'm hungry. I don't want the cold cuts. What is the only thing I want?
A hamburger.
I want a hamburger. That's what I'm a 7-year-old kid, and I want a hamburger. When I asked for the hamburger, how did you react to that?
I got angry.
And go ahead. What happened? What did you say to me?
You're not getting a hamburger. You got to eat cold cuts or you don't eat.
Yeah, and you made me cry. And you made me cry, I believe.
Yes, I made you cry. I made you cry.
Now, why couldn't you just get me the hamburger?
Because I don't want you to be spoiled. I want you to learn how to eat cold cuts. I mean, you have to. And besides, you never even tried them.
So
how did you know you didn't like them?
So you wanted me to eat something that I didn't like as a form of discipline?
Yes, I think so. Yep. You should have had the cold cuts.
Okay. See, now people are starting to get the picture of why I'm the way I am. Let's forward now to 1973. I believe it was the Dallas Cowboys against the Miami Dolphins. I believe it was Super Bowl Sunday. I believe once again, Uncle Nicky is over with Aunt Margie and my cousin Jimmy. And my cousin Jimmy wants to go out and throw the football around. For whatever reason, I'm ready to go outside, have an innocent catch with my cousin. I'm 12 years old at this time. Have an innocent catch with my cousin. You, at that point, chase me around the lanai. I think we did about 3 or 4 laps around the lanai till finally I fell on my chin first, ripped open my chin, spent Super Bowl Sunday in the emergency room. Would you care to explain yourself?
Did you remember that you just got over a fever and it was like 6 degrees outside and I didn't want you to go out, so I didn't want you to catch a cold, and I told you you're not going out because you were just sick and it's too cold outside? You remember that?
If I was so sick, why were you chasing me around the house?
Because you insisted on going out, and I said you're not going out, and you started running around. So I chased you to try to discipline you.
And what happened?
And you fell and hit your chin. It was your fault.
And we missed the whole Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, I missed the whole Super Bowl. You wouldn't even care about the Super Bowl at that time. You wanted to go out and play with Jimmy. Okay?
All right, calm down.
I'm calming.
Right, let's fast forward. I believe the year was probably maybe 1987-ish.
Okay.
So now I'm going into my adult years. So in 87, that would put me at about 26 years old. At the time, we owned a video store. Am I telling the truth here?
You're right on target.
Okay, and there was a big show in Las Vegas called the VSDA.
That's correct.
And we went, me, you, and Jimmy Monsees, we went to Vegas to the video show.
That's correct.
Now, we were waiting online for something. And there was a vendor with a table. And he had a bowl of hard candy.
Okay.
Can I finish the story? He had a bowl of hard candy on his table. Like if people walk by the table, they're supposed to take one hard candy. Okay? You take your whole hand and swipe out a handful of the guy's hard candy. Okay? Then you get back in line like nothing happened. Now the guy starts jaw-jacking with you. Who had to step in and save the day and protect his father?
You did. You did. And I don't remember taking a whole handful. I took a couple. I think you're a little exaggerating, aren't you?
And I could have got into a fight with this guy because you took too many hard candies.
Well, I don't believe it was a handful. Maybe a couple.
All right. Let's fast forward. Let's go to about, the year was probably about 1996. Let's move this along. I'm living in Connecticut, and I'm working for the WWE. Do you remember this time in my life?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Okay. I remember it was a wintry day. And I don't know exactly where you went, but I got a phone call that you had a little fender bender. Would you confirm that?
Yeah. Yes, I had a fender bender.
Okay,
yes.
So of course you call your son to run to the rescue, just like I saved you from getting beat up in Vegas, even though we've confirmed I was abused as a child with the hamburger incident and the chasing around the lanai. So then I have to protect you in Vegas. So now you call me to bail you out. So now I come down there on the scene. And what I saw was not only very traumatizing, but one of the greatest mysteries of my life. You were walking around in the snowstorm, walking around with a bumper from your car that fell off your car when you got in the fender bender, and you were walking around with the bumper like it was a bag of gold. To this day, I'm still trying to figure out what were you going to do with that bumper that fell off your car?
I have no idea. I think I tried to save the apron, for flies. I tried to save it. I don't remember. I don't know why I carried the bumper. I really don't know.
Now,
I guess maybe I figured I could bring it to the dealer. He fix it for me.
Now, would you care to share with the people listening to this show, okay, growing up, how many times in the middle of the night, in the freezing cold, how many times did you have to call me because you ran out of gas?
Don't you think it's the other way around? Like you called me because you ran out of gas? You remember? It wasn't me who called you. You called me because you ran out of gas from my car, my 1967 Chevy wagon. You remember? It was you who called me. Okay? Did I bail you out then? Remember?
Yeah, but what was your attitude when you bailed me out? Was there yelling and screaming involved?
Yeah, because I was aggravated because it should never happen. I keep giving you the car, and you're too lazy to fill it up with gas. So that's why in the middle of the night you had to call me to come out and bring gas. Is that right? And you ruined my carburetor. Okay? That's the facts.
And you still carry that with you.
That's right. I still get annoyed with every time you have to call me in the middle of the night like that. It was unnecessary. You had no responsibility at that time. And I wanted to teach you a lesson. You should never, never let the gas go down to the bottom because you get all the sediment. And you ruined my carburetor. And after that, I had to sell the car. Okay? All right.
All right.
All right. Is that the story? And you thought it was so funny, you and Jimmy laughing on Mooney Pond Road like it was nothing. Oh, this is okay, Dad. I could run out of gas. It's okay. What's the problem?
You sound very bitter. You sound very bitter.
I am bitter about that because it was very annoying. It wasn't necessary. You should have known better to put gas in the car. Wasn't I good enough to always lend you the car so you could get to work and use it for your activities?
All right, this is about me. This isn't about you. Okay, let's continue down the road to the traumatizing experience. I'm going to go back to the video store days. When I was gracious enough to employ you and your wife in my video empire. I employed you. Is that correct?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You needed me to help you with the store. Don't say you employed.
That's your twist on it. That's your twist.
Yeah.
Okay, now let me ask you to please confirm this. I think you got to admit, my whole life, I was very hardworking. But was I always working? Did I ever slack off? Was I always hustling?
Yes. Yes. Except you couldn't keep your paper out. I had to do your paper out, remember?
What are you talking about, my paper out?
You had a paper out and you never wanted to go deliver the papers. I used to do it for you. So,
you know, you got some imagination. You know that?
Okay.
You got some imagination.
I don't have an imagination.
Now, can you please confirm this? I was nice enough to employ my elderly parents. And my father worked in one store and my mother worked in the other store. Now, my mother was usually scheduled to work from about 10 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon. You all right over there?
I'm okay, yes.
Now, my mother, 10 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon, she was scheduled to work. At about 10:05, I would ask my mother, as the boss, I would ask my mother to do something very simple for me. What would mommy's response be 5 minutes into her shift?
That's it. I'm going home.
That's it. I'm going home. And at 10:05, she would leave and leave me to work there the entire day. Correct?
Okay. What's your point?
Was that right?
That's right. But what's your point?
All right. Listen.
What's your point?
Let's talk about you now. You just celebrated an 86th birthday. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Now,
yes.
Dad, people don't believe me. And this is, I'm telling the truth now. People don't believe me when I come on here and I say my dad is 86 years old and still plays softball. Will you tell everybody your softball schedule?
Monday and Wednesday mornings.
And you still play?
I still play.
Okay, now let's talk about your softball career for a second. You've been playing softball for how many years now?
Well, about 40, 50 years.
40, 50 years. You never missed it. You never missed it.
Wait a minute. I missed 4 years when I opened the video store with you. From 87 to 93, I didn't play ball.
And you hold that against me, don't you?
I don't hold it against you. I enjoyed the business.
Now, here's something that people call me, Vince, you're sexist and you're this and you're that. Now, I think I have an explanation for that. Is it true that growing up, every night you would do the dishes and wash the kitchen floor while mommy sat in the living room and watched TV? Is that true?
That's true. That's true.
Is it fair to say that mommy wore the pants in the house?
Yes, that's true.
And I said I would never be that way.
That's true.
Okay, now this story was very traumatizing to me. Would you confirm that every Sunday you played softball?
I confirm that.
And would you also confirm that after the game on every Sunday, we went to visit Grandma and Grandpa, mommy's parents in West Hempstead after you played ball on Sunday?
That's correct.
Now, is it true that sometimes, you know, mommy would wait for you to go home so she can go see her parents? We could all go to West Hempstead. Sometimes the games would run late. Would you confirm that?
I confirm that.
Okay. Now, is it true that there were instances where you would pull up in front of the house in your little red Vega? Mommy would be waiting at the door for you with her hands folded and a very, very stern look on her face. Can you confirm that much?
I confirm that.
At what point, you would tuck your tail and run straight up the stairs past her and jump into the shower because you knew you were going to get yelled at.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, all these things had bearing on me one way or another.
Well, I don't understand why it should have bearing on you. That's the way I was. So how could it be a bearing on you?
Why weren't you like Ralph Cramden, king of the castle, the captain of the ship? Why weren't you the king of your castle? Why didn't you rule with an iron fist?
Because what happened to your boy at the end of the show, apologizing to his wife? Oh, I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry. You're the greatest. What is that, being the king of the castle? I don't think so.
Now, did it have anything to do with Mom wearing the pants because she was a good 200 pounds and you were about $140? Did that have anything to do with it?
No, not.
Were you afraid of your wife?
I wasn't afraid of my wife. I just did what I wanted to do. That's it.
All right.
I wasn't afraid.
Let's go back to this softball career. Is it true that you killed a man?
No, it's not true. It was an incident when we had 2 clipboards. We had one in each dugout, and this young buck, this guy Leo, who was much older than me, had both clipboards. Okay, and in the other dugout, I went over and said, "What are you doing with 2 clipboards? Give me 1 clipboard." And he swung and wrapped me in my knuckles and hurt me. So I gave him a shot. Okay,
Where'd you give him a shot?
Right in the stomach.
Right in this. You doubled him over.
That's right.
And a couple of weeks later, the guy died.
No, he didn't. He died a year or so later. And it wasn't as a result of the fight. You exaggerate. You explain on that. You were the one who emphasized that killed him. That's not true.
How do you know that the trauma of that fight didn't kill the man?
Because the guy was a nuisance. Everybody knew he was a nuisance. He was a pain in the neck. And I'm sure that didn't kill him. Okay? Right. You're the one who put the story out.
All right. Now, let's talk about softball. Okay. Yeah. At 86 years old, is it true that you can no longer hit the ball out of the infield?
That's true. True.
but yet you continue to play, and you're killing your team because you can't get the ball out of the infield.
I don't think so. Of course, there's many other guys that are on a team that can't run and they can't hit and they play. They're a detriment to the team. So why shouldn't I play? Okay, at least I could run. I could pinch run. I could field. So I still got some good attributes. Okay, right. There's guys on my team that can't run from home.
Don't raise your voice. Okay, don't get excited. Okay, now.
I'm getting excited.
Okay, now the softball, the fact that you can't hit the ball out of the infield isn't enough. Now you decide at 86 years old, you're going to become a bowler now. Would you care to share with everybody your first 3 games as a pro bowler now at the age of 86?
97, 102, and 113.
Now, the next time you go bowling, are you going to wear a bag over your head?
I don't think so. No, because I can't be the worst bowler in the 24-man league. I have to get used to it. It's been a long time since I bowled.
And I might add that those scores are with the bumpers up.
No bumpers. This is not a senior league. It's a regular bowling alley with no bumpers. Why do you have to insist that we got bumpers? Why do you have to insist on that?
Okay, now we know that everybody knows, and I put pictures out on your Twitter, and everybody was very nice, and they gave us the condolences. Mom passed away a couple of months ago. How long were you and Mom married for?
61 years.
61 years. And is it fair to say she wore the pants for all those years?
She wore the pants all those years.
Okay, but now you find yourself after 61 years, you find yourself single again, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now this has been, even at 56, I still get traumatized and things still affected me. Because the way I see it now, I think you have, can we say a gentleman caller now that I got to worry about now with you? Will you care to please explain that to us?
Vincent, you have too much of an imagination. The guy is not he's a friend. That's it, period. Okay? So why do you call him a caller? You know what I mean? Why do you have to put things out?
But this friend takes you out to nice dinners, correct?
Yes, but he's a nice person. He's gracious that I helped him with his property. Okay, case closed.
You've been on two dates. You've been on you've been on 2 dates with this guy,
Vincent. That's not a date. You know, the guy needs company too. You know what I mean? He's alone. He lost his wife, and he thought it would be nice to invite me.
You just met this guy, right?
Yeah, I met him a couple of months ago.
How do you know he's not looking for a little something extra?
For instance, what extra, Vincent?
You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't think so. No, he's just a lonely man, and he just likes company, period, okay?
And now you're going on a 3rd date with this man.
I didn't go on a 3rd date with him. I didn't go on a 3rd date.
Will there be a 3rd date?
Well, I would like to reciprocate and take him out to dinner or lunch to reciprocate. I mean, after all, the guy took me out twice. Wouldn't it be nice of me to do the same thing for him?
See, I'm afraid it's getting serious now. This is where I'm getting concerned.
Why do you get concerned, Vincent? Do you think that I'm a homosexual? Is that what you're alluding to? Is that what you're alluding to?
Well, it's a gentleman.
My age is 86 years old. Do you think I'm going to be a homosexual?
It's you have a gentleman caller.
Yeah. Why do you call him a gentleman caller? He's a friend, Vincent. Will you stop putting caller in? You're making too much of this. And why do you have to be so concerned about this? You got your own problems home, don't you?
Shouldn't you be out there looking for a nice bouton?
No, I don't want a nice bouton, Vincent. No, not yet. I'm not ready. Okay?
What do you mean you're not ready?
It's just too soon. All right?
Now, if you find a nice bouton, are you going to be
Wait a minute. Do you know what a bouton is, Vincent?
Yeah, tell everybody what a bouton is. Tell them.
A bouton is a hua.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Don't call a lady a bouton. That's not nice.
Okay. Now, if you find a nice bouton, are you going to be able to?
Vincent, it's not a bouton.
Okay. Are you going to be able to deliver at 86 years old?
No, I can't deliver, Vincent. No, it's gone. It's gone.
Have you tried waving a little piece of apple in front of it, see if it pokes its head out?
It doesn't poke. Vincent, it's like a little shrimp. That's what it looks like. Okay. You know what a shrimp looks like? That's what my penis looks like.
That's it. It doesn't do nothing. It's dead.
It doesn't do nothing.
Put a fork in it.
No, put a fork in it. It's dead. Yep, you said it right.
Remember that movie we saw? Remember that movie you used to love with that girl? What was her name? Remember Blame It on Rio?
Oh,
what was her name? Michelle Johnson. Remember you used to love that movie. Remember?
Yeah.
You need to tell me if Michelle Johnson from that movie came knocking on your door buck naked, nothing would the shrimp would not come to life.
I don't think so, Vincent. I don't think so. No,
it's very sad. Right. That's very sad.
Well, I'm sad. Well, you know, at 86 years old, you lose a lot of manhood. You know that. It wouldn't do anything for me anymore. Okay, it's simple.
Yeah, but yet you tell me you always have to go to confession and Father Flanagan because you have impure thoughts.
Yeah, well, that's a different story, isn't it? Impure thoughts as compared to having something in person. Those are impure thoughts. Those are dreams, all right? They're dreams. They're dreams like I used to do, but it's just a dream. Doesn't mean that it's going to... You know, you're too much.
I hope everybody sees now why I turned out the way that I did. This is what I had to work with.
You didn't turn out bad. You didn't turn out bad. What's wrong? You did great. You did great. So what are you talking about?
Now, what are your plans for the rest of the day? Tell everybody what your routine day is.
Well, today I'm going to go to a grief session at 1:30 till 3. Okay.
Now, can you pick up any women at the grief session?
Vincent, I'm not there to pick up. I'm trying to cope with what I go on to now.
All right,
Okay?
I'm sorry.
Why is it always with this woman with you,
All right.
Vincent?
Hey, you know what? You know what else too we forgot to talk about that because you buried that has stayed with me for years.
I buried one.
When did you move to the old age home over there in Ocala, the community, the adult community? What year?
1993.
Now, is it true that you had to be drug tested for recklessly backing a security car into a rock?
Well, I won't call it recklessly. Yeah, I did that. I backed into a rock.
Did you pass the drug test?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Now go on. So you're going to go to the grieving session today, 1:30.
Yeah.
Okay. Then tell me about the rest of your day.
I don't know. I'll come home and have lunch, then take a nap, and that's about it.
And watch a little TV today. I know you like. Now, why do you like you got your certain shows that you like, right? Why you went to, I know you like a lot of the Incredible Hulk lately you've been watching. What are some of the other things you've been watching on TV?
I like Matlock. I like the Attorney. I can't think of the name. The Attorney. I like All in the Family. All the comedies. I like all the comedies.
All right. Now, listen, let me ask you. There's a lot of young people listening to my show out there. A lot of people gonna be fathers.
Why would they be interested in this conversation?
Because they idolize me. Anything I do, they're interested in. Anything I do, they idolize me.
Okay.
All right. Plus, they want to hear about you and the Bhutanas. That's entertaining. All right. That's very entertaining.
Go ahead.
Is it true? I'm not going to get too much into this because I don't, you're coming across as a sweet guy, an old sweet guy. I can't get an erection anymore. Poor me, this, that, and the other thing. But is it fair to say, without mentioning names, is it fair to say you take great joy in poking fun at somebody in the family who has an overly large head? Is that fair to say? Is that nice?
No, I don't know. That's you. That's not me. You're the one who said he's got a fat head. Not me. Why do you say me? Why do you to me that? He's got a normal head. You're the one who's putting so much exaggeration on the deal. He's got a normal head with a normal body. All right? Why is it that you got to put so much emphasis on that? I don't understand that.
All right, let me ask you this.
Because you're a comedian, you think you're a comedian.
But young people, 22, 23, 24 years old, about to get married, about to start a family, about to have kids, as an 86-year-old man with 86 years of wisdom on this earth, what would be your advice to a young man just about to embark on his life?
You mean for his marriage?
For anything. Marriage, raising a family, kids, job. Is it fair to say while you were working at Hazeltine on Long Island, was it right that you would disappear during the day and go to the racetrack? Was that right? Was that right?
That's wrong, Vincent. You're the one who went to the racetrack, not me. You.
Forget about that. All right. What 86 years of wisdom? What do you pass along after these 86 years? Go ahead.
As what? What do you want me to say about
86 years? You're supposed to be the older, wiser senior citizen.
Okay.
When you talk, we're supposed to sit on the edge of our seat and learn from your wisdom. Give them some wisdom out there.
You got to respect people, okay, and be a good person, okay, and do the best you can to treat everyone as equals, okay. That's it.
What about, should guys wear the pants in a family so they don't be a sissy Mary?
As long as you love your wife and you do the things you do for your wife, there's nothing wrong with that being a pantsy waist, okay? I was like that. I enjoyed, I love my wife. That's it, okay? So what?
Did you love your wife as much as you love the picture of the dogs playing poker behind you?
I love my wife more than the picture of the.
Did you love your wife more than the Shinjo card? Hello? I'll forget. Listen, I think I lost him, and trust me, I ain't ever getting it back. But are you there? No, he ain't coming back. If he could figure out on his own how to come back on this show, it will be the last show I ever do. But he won't know how to come back. Do you know how long it took me to get him on this show? Now he's frozen up. Now he's frantically working, trying to get back. In a billion zillion years, the guy's going to never get back. But there you have it, guys. My dad, Jim Russo, 86 years old. He was the one who made it all happen for me here on my 56th birthday. It was his pee-pee that I came out of, that I'm here. Are you back, Jim? You figured out how to get back. You figured out how to get back on your own?
No, it happened by itself.
Very nice.
I didn't touch anything.
Very nice. Okay, so you're saying that men.
I didn't do anything.
All right. Listen. Don't touch nothing. Don't touch nothing. Men should love their wives. That's what you're saying.
That's correct.
And we should respect and honor all people.
That's correct.
Well, why didn't you respect that guy before you hit him with the belly punch?
Because, Vincent, all he had to do was hand me the clipboard, Vincent. Why did he have to swing and hurt my knuckle? Huh? All I wanted was a clipboard. That's it. It wasn't,
all right,
it wasn't unheard of.
All right, listen, now that you're a star on Podcast One, 250,000 people are going to be listening to you. 250,000 people. You're
not going to think I'm an idiot, okay?
Well, you just gave beautiful words of. What are you talking about? You gave beautiful words of wisdom. You were the one that paraded out there. Your wee-wee's a shrimp. I didn't say. You said that, not me.
Well, because you brought it up and you kept saying, if somebody showed me in the nude, what I would do. I'm telling you the facts, okay, Vin?
But also, you talk about respect, and I don't want to go down any dark roads with you. But is it also a known fact that you and your other senior citizen friends, you play lottery down there, right?
Every week. Yes.
And how many years have you been playing lottery?
Since 2001.
And you collect all the money, right?
That's correct.
All right.
Yes.
Well, you're talking about honor and dignity and respect. For the last 20 years, you collect all the lottery money and you pocket it and don't even play the lotto. Now, is that nice?
That's not true. You're the one who says I should pocket the money because I'm never going to win. I don't pocket the money. I play all the numbers, all the money. But why are you always putting the opus on me? It's all you who's saying.
What about the time you won $42 million?
Well,
would you care to share that with everybody? Nice.
Well, I was doing the numbers, and all of a sudden you called me up that day, and I lost track, and I was reading the numbers on the card showing that we won the lottery, and I called all my friends in New York that we won $43 million. It was a mistake. Okay, I'll never live it down. All right.
Nice. All right. Listen. As we sign off, do you want to give a shout out to any of your friends out there? Say hello to your friends out there on Podcast One. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Hiya, guys. How you doing today?
No, give name by name. Say hello to them. Come on, hello, Bobby Bill. And hello. Turtle. Go ahead.
Hello, Rabbit. Hello, Marty. Hello, Leo. Hello, Tommy. Hello, Dominic. Hello, Bobby. Hello, Don.
All right, that's you don't have that many friends. You're making up names now. All right, listen. Thanks for joining, Jim. Listen, I think now everybody has a good idea of the trauma I went through in my life and why I'm the way I am, because you're largely responsible for that.
Yeah, okay, I am, and I'm very proud of it too. Okay,
right.
I'm responsible for you. Okay, God bless you.
All right.
And thank you. Okay.
All
I
right.
love you.
All right, don't go anywhere yet. I'm going to sign off. Don't go anywhere yet. But that's it, everybody. The great Jim Russo, and who I'm very proud. I'm proud of. I don't know if I'm more proud of him for raising me and to be the 56-year-old adult I am today. I don't know if I'm more proud of that, or I don't know if I'm more proud of he actually got on here with Google Hangout. Listen, I had a 25% chance of having a show today because I knew he wouldn't be able to figure this out. He figured it out. I don't know what I'm more proud of, but there you have it. My lovely father, the 86-year-old Jim Russo. That's the show for today, everybody. Listen, everybody that has wished me happy birthday, I know some of you have sent gifts. I will mention all of you by name on the next show. Are you interrupting me?
Happy birthday, Ben.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of happy birthday, hold on. I got a card from you with some kind of canaries on it or something. Like, what did it say again?
I don't remember.
There was some kind of birds on it or something. Something. But then I'm shaking the card up and down. I'm looking in the envelope. Did you forget to put anything in there for my birthday?
Well, let me put it this way. Did you remember to send me a card? Huh? You said you sent me. I never got a card.
That post office ain't what it used to be, you know?
At least I think of you on your birthday. I don't miss your birthday. I send you a card. And if I send you a check, what do you do? You tear it up. Okay? I always want to send you a gift, but you tear it up. All right. Do you put that on the air too?
All right. Listen, that's enough out of you. Hey, let me ask the questions. Enough out of you. Now you're getting comfortable. Now you're rambling on like an old man over there. Sit there, be quiet. Let me wrap up the show. So listen, everybody, thank you for all the cards, the letters, the gifts. I'll mention all of you by name tomorrow. Thank my dad, not only for coming on the show, but for the last 56 years. I will see everybody tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Take care, everybody.